Hi Johnny, you wanted some projects? Well, this is my 1936 Austin 7 Special based on a Ruby. I bought this probably 4 years ago from Darwin. Sight unseen, total shit heap was, but anyway, not as described. The only things that were left on it, the mud guards and the top of the bonnet, the chassis was straight, and the engine wasn't bad, but everything else was crap. Anyway, it's come together well. As you can see inside, it's got sort of period instruments, and the machine turned the dashboard, so it looked a bit trick. It's got a remote gear change. Austin 7s have got that horrible pudding stirring thing that they have. Makes it much better to drive. I had to move the seat back about 4 inches so I could fit. And it's got a lowered front axle. The motor's pretty standard. It's got a couple of SUs. Oh, sorry, not a couple of SUs. It's got an SU. It's an Austin 7 after all. Don't really need two. There we go. Rubby under there. Anyway, there's the SU. It's got a full flow oil system. That's off a spin-on oil filter off a Harley Davidson there. It's got a Bosch distributor, so it's got a few little things in there. It's going to get a Ricardo head as well, which will supposedly make it go a bit faster. I think you get a whole 2 or 3 horsepower, which in an Austin 7 is like 10% increase, you know, or maybe 15% increase, so that's a lot. Okay, so that's the Austin 7, and really it is a heap of fun, and not a lot of money to do it. Now just move over to the Citroen. This Citroen I bought ages ago, probably 18 years ago, and I bought it as a roughie, and it's still a roughie, because I wanted to go on a rally to Central Australia with a whole lot of 2CV people, and so I pulled the original engine out and gearbox and put in a ID19 engine and gearbox, which is really the same engine, but it's got a cross-flow head, and it's got a 4-speed gearbox, which just makes it go so much better. They always stopped and handled really well, these cars, but the gearbox was terrible, and the motor, even though it was overhead valve, it didn't put out a lot of poke. So this now is just terrific. I've driven it everywhere, gone to Perth in it, which is about 4,000 k's. I even put cruise control on it because I didn't want to get a sore right foot. So that's the Citroen. That really haven't done much with that for quite a while, but there's new projects through here. This thing, I should have taken those seats off the roof, but anyway, this is the Lancia Aurelia B10. This is about a 1952 model. The model started in 1950. This car is in really good nick. I was given it, and it's just about to go off to the panel beater to get resprayed. It was the first car to have a V6 engine. Lancia invented the V6 engine, the 60 degree with 6 crank pins. It's also the first car to have radial tyres as standard. So it had Michelin X's, and it has a unique rear end, the semi-trailing independent rear end, which was later used by other manufacturers. So it's a significant car. They're a lovely car to drive. Only a small V6, 1750cc. The gearbox and the clutch are at the rear, and with the torque tube down. No, sorry, it doesn't have a torque tube. And the clutches at the rear. Yes. Okay, so that's the Aurelia. They're typical Italian car of the era. There's a bench seat. Column change, 4-speed, and that'll hopefully be a runner in about a year. Now, turning around, this one, so another project. This is another Lancia, Lancia Fulvia, and actually the mechanicals have all been done, and you might be wondering where the body is at the panel beater. It has been resprayed after much rust removal. And much removal of cash from my bank account as well to cope with that. But the body's now finished, and I'll be getting that back in the next few weeks. And lastly, across the shed bit, this little Austin 7. Having done the special, I felt that I wanted one that had a roof for inclement weather, and so I just bought a little Chummy, 1927 Chummy, and it just gets along well. It's again a bit of a roughie. It's mechanically really good, and you know, simplicity itself. Inside, all you end up getting is a speedo, an amp meter, and I put an oil pressure gauge in just in case. Not that they have much oil pressure; they only have about 5 pounds. So there it is there, and it's I use that a bit. It's a nice little car. I live in the country, so it's perfect. Now that's about it, really. Thanks. See ya.